Okay, welcome to UK GK TV. This boring old fart here is Bill, and this boring old fart is
Dave.
Dave. We've been told we're boring old farts. We are.
Yeah.
To some people that would be an insult, but to us it's a badge of honour, isn't it?
I think so,
Isn't it? I mean, come on, we've got this far, haven't we? And we've not been arrested, so we're fine. Generally speaking, though, we do this unscripted.
Yeah.
We do this unscripted because it's not an advert. It's just a chat, and it's a Sunday afternoon chat. We talk crap, but it's a Sunday afternoon chat. Occasionally we get a few things wrong.
Like what day it is.
Like what day it is, yeah. And I was hungover last week. Some people like to point out our mistakes. Usually it's our respective partners.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, which we own up to.
Yeah.
Two things I got wrong last week. One of them is I think copyright isn't 50 years, it's 70.
Yeah.
Which is actually a very important point somebody made, and I'll take that point because it's 70 years, which kind of reinforces the point we were talking about. A lot of characters that we have dealt with over the years are more than 70 years old now, and because they're more than 70 years old, it's like I think I was talking about Lego bricks or Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And Winnie the Pooh, which have become sort of the features in horror movies, haven't they?
Well, just on the Steamboat Willie, haven't they?
Yeah, have they? This is going to be a joke.
No, yeah, seriously.
Steamboat.
No joke.
Steamboat Willie, you can get pills for that.
No joke.
No joke. Right, okay. No, seriously though, and I think because in my hungover state, somebody pointed out who called us a bunch of old farts, which is fair enough. Said that it's not Basil Gogos that did the Aurora box covers, and it isn't. It's a guy called James Barmer, which I knew, but I was hungover, so I'm just putting that right. Not for the person that pointed it out, because really, I really don't give a monkeys, right? So if there's an off button, mate, just press the button. If you have any issues with us, just press the button because I'm not going to apologise, right? But James Barmer, of course, yeah.
If there's any complaints, guys, what me and Bill have decided to do is write it on a piece of paper, fold it up, and put it in any
bin you like, because that's what's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
But seriously, though,
it won't get to us.
Famous Monsters of Movie Land was Basil Gogos, and he had these beautiful paintings with lots of lurid colours. When James Barmer came to paint the Aurora boxes, obviously they wanted an association with that historical sort of monster magazine thing, and James Barmer did some beautiful covers. I mean, I must admit, I collected the boxes. We were talking about boxes last week. That's where it came from. I collected the boxes. I love both Barmer's work and I love Gogos's work. I mean, they're iconic. Yeah. So there you go.
So what we got today? Oh, first up, special shout out to Dave Boxall. Dave. Now, those people that don't know Dave is an avid kit collector. Yeah. He supported everybody this side of the pond in the United States and the other side of the pond in the United States. Dave's a lovely chap. I just really hope you get better Dave. We're all thinking about you. And
he's got a massive collection of kits. He regularly posts on the blogs.
Oh, he regularly buys stuff off me.
Everything. The guy is so enthusiastic. He's the kind of guy that keeps the hobby alive, isn't he?
Dave is. He's one of the best. Yeah. He never complains. He never hassles you about when the kits come in. I've never known him to complain once about costs or time periods. He just says, I want it. How much is it? And you send it him. Great guy. I just really hope we can get him up and get him out with us on the show, because the guy deserves a bit of good time. Yeah. So Dave, if you're watching, I hope you are, mate. Get well. Yeah, we are thinking about you. Come on, mate. Get better, mate.
I just want to give a shout out to Jonathan Reich, who's a great guy. He's my pro painter in the US. I send him my kits to be painted. He does a fantastic job. He's very, very modest about his abilities. I just want to say hi because I know it's going to give him a thrill if I say hi to him on the video. So hi, Jonathan. It's great that you're 61. You've beat me to it. Okay.
Also, I've been doing this hobby for 30 years plus. I do this hobby because I enjoy it. Inevitably, you come across people in this hobby that you like and you dislike and disagree with you, and the politics of stuff and bits and pieces. I've had something happen to me this week by someone, and basically, it's I've never had it. Well, very rarely get it, and it's a big shout out to this guy Gio. I said the guy didn't need to do what he's done. I'm not going to embarrass him, but Gio is an absolutely fantastic guy. Support him, guys in the States, and support him in the UK. This guy genuinely loves this hobby. Thanks for the kind thoughts, Gio. you're one of us, lads. You're honorary Brit now. You're an honorary Brit.
Right. What's better than that, mate? Fish and chips and bad teeth, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Fish, chips, bad teeth.
Right. We got some fantastic kits. I mean, recently we've got some great products coming out, and I'm sitting in front here of 4 absolute classics and one slightly off kilter kind of one, which is I think it's lovely.
I don't know which. Oh, yeah,
I think it's lovely, and I just thought, wow, and I spotted it straight away. And a couple of episodes back,
I'll tell you the story.
I was putting it to the shelf.
I'll tell you the story.
Dave's going to tell you the story. But first of all, the actor Griffin Dunne played Jack Goodman in American Werewolf in London. You know the one that's sitting in the cinema falling apart.
It's boring being a zombie, David.
It's boring being a zombie.
Yeah,
that's it. And there we go. Here he is. And it's a companion piece, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. You can look at that. I particularly like the way the base and the puffer jacket come together.
This is the original master.
This is the master. So
this is an exclusive.
This is brand new, isn't it? This is brand new.
So this is how we get them off Andy Copeland.
Yeah.
Basically, these then get cleaned up, and then they'll go to be moulded in resin. And basically, it comes out like the next one will come out shortly.
Yeah, because this when it's done, it's going to be solid, isn't it?
Yeah, solid. This is a companion piece.
This is a companion piece. But look, there's the hands, and you can see the detail on the hands. Look at the back of the hands; it's fantastic. And obviously, because he's sitting in the cinema, he's got this little Mickey Mouse in his hands.
I love the Mickey Mouse.
I just love it. Love it. Out of copyright now, though. So yeah, fantastic. So this is Andy's latest, isn't it? That's beautiful.
That's hot off the press.
It's off the press. If I can just show you the scarred cheek and stuff like that. I mean, look at that. It's lovely. I mean, you really. It's painter's delight. You know, so much you can do with that.
Plus the fact, guys, if you go into HorrorCon, if you turn it round, you can get it signed on the back.
Signed on the back there.
That's what I did with mine. I got me Dave Kessler. So we deliberately did that. So if you go into these horror conventions, you can get a signature on there. I'll be getting mine signed in a few weeks. So because he's actually at the horror convention in Sheffield. Big shout out to the horror guys at the horror convention. Lovely people. Here's the companion.
Yeah, this is Dave Kessler. The character, it's the transformation scene. Absolutely thrilling. Yeah. When I first saw this as a teenager, I thought I've got to see that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best transformation scene of any werewolf movie. Rick Baker, of course. Yeah, Rick Baker. Real-time effects. No CGI back then. Every single thing you see is mechanically reproduced on film. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely.
Again, if you flip it round the back, I've got one of these signed by the actor here, and he signed it on the back there.
Yeah, fantastic.
So I'm intending.
So the actor himself is David Norton.
Do you know Dave Norton did an actual record in the 80s?
Like a record.
A pop record.
A pop record.
Did you know that?
No,
and the reason I know that is my sister used to be mad on him, and she bought it. It's terrible.
Is it terrible?
It's making it. It's gone.
It's a bit like the guy at Baywatch.
Oh, it's horrendous. But my sister bought it. She must have been the only person in the UK that bought it, but she did. She used to be mad on him, but the day. So if I hold that one,
when's that going to be available?
Hopefully this is available next week. We'll should get it under rubber in the next couple of days, and then we'll start production because we need these at horror convention. Anybody that's going to the horror convention in Sheffield, come and say hi to me and Bill.
Yeah.
And if you want one of these reserving, or the Dave Norton to get this actor is going to be there. That actor was, but he cancelled. Give us a shout. Let us know in the comments, and we'll reserve you one, and you can go and get it signed. But this is a fantastic one. Andy's really. Well, he's done a great job of it. I mean, the likeness of the actual actor is fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean...
Well, he's obsessive, isn't he? Like we keep saying, every week we say Andy is obsessive about the likeness.
Yeah, what we'll do as well, guys, with this one, and the Kessler there, once they're painted, once Rachel's done her magic, me and Bill will show you what the finished product looks like, so that you know, because I know at the moment we're talking about the lights, etc., but the painted up ones are always better to see, I'm sure. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave the best one to the last, but this is a great one. This is General Aldo.
Look at this, man.
Look at this. I mean, the base as well. There we go. So this isn't just any gorilla. This is the head gorilla, the general from Battle of the Planet of the Apes. This is a proper gorilla. This is a gorilla on a horse with a machine gun.
And he's got a cigar in his mouth.
And he's got a cigar.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It don't get any better, does it? It doesn't.
Star Wars rubbish.
No.
Don't get me on that. Don't
get us started on Star Wars, because we've had a bit of a disagreement in the mildest possible way.
Yeah.
He thinks a Star Wars movie was really, really bad. I just thought it was bad. So, whatever.
Everybody at the workshop today was going on about to watch this film, and
he wasn't happy with it. No, I got a free ticket, so I watched it on a free ticket. So maybe I had a good.
Now this is quality compared to that.
It's Battle of the Planet of the Apes. You've got to watch it if you are a fan of the new movies and you haven't seen all the preceding ones. You have to watch the preceding ones, because not only are they great pieces of cinema, they're actually a social commentary on the politics at the time. But this is an absolute. And it's by Paul Feig.
Paul Feig again.
He is the master of.
A little wave in the air.
You see, if I rotate this very gently, you can see that he's spared no detail on that. Look at that.
No, he's got like a little demi-permit.
Yeah, he has. Paul uses stills from the actual movie to produce his stuff. He's done this for years and years and years. He's collected magazines. He's got
I think
tons
that's one of
fun.
my faves, to be honest.
It's good, and if you look very carefully at the position of the mouth, and you can see the teeth, and it's got a cigar sitting on his lip. I mean, this is great. I mean, if you look at it there, the fact is, look, there could be 3 of us in the room, couldn't there? Yeah.
I want to ask you viewers, put it in the comments below. What's your preference, Star Wars or Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes all day long.
Planet of the Apes all day long for me as well. Now, we were talking about the Outer Limits a couple of weeks back and the influence of American sci-fi serials and British sci-fi serials on people in the garage kit industry. Now, I've been watching this come together over the weeks on Facebook.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it, that one?
And this is a really nice. This is a character called the Architect of Fear. And it's from the famous series, The Outer Limits.
Do you know that was on one of the famous Monsters of film
Famous Monsters of Movieland covers by Basil Gogos.
That's it.
Yeah, not James Barmer. Basil Gogos. Is that right? So there you go. So
please correct us if we're wrong.
Please correct us if we're wrong. Because we're actually happy to listen to you if we're wrong. But what it's always reminded me of, do you know the original Star Trek?
Yeah.
And you get that there's an episode of it where there's one of the cards on the front of the Star Trek introduction is a guy with this like white face, and it looks a little bit like the guy in Star Trek. So when I first saw this, I thought to myself, has the studio just got the original dummy from Star Trek and remolded it? Because they used to do that kind of thing, didn't they? Yeah. It's a little bit like
it's got like breathing pipes there.
I mean, I suppose in the sense that when they were creating makeup in those days, they wanted to avoid having an articulated jaw on it, didn't they?
Right, okay.
So what they would do is they would make the mouth parts immobile just to keep...
Oh, okay.
And that would be it. Whereas one of the reasons that Planet of the Apes is so famous is because it was the first time where lots of actors in lots of masks actually still moved their bottom jaw.
That was the biggest downfall of it, wasn't it? The cost of the makeup.
Cost of the makeup. I mean, if you watch the original Star Wars movie, you'll see that in the cantina scene, a lot of them don't have articulated mouths because it's cheaper. Now, this just proves that Planet of the Apes was really groundbreaking in its time, because it precedes Star Wars by 5 years, 6 years, the last episode. So there you go. So this is it. This is the Architect of Fear from the Outer Limits, and this is produced by...
This is by ourselves, and this is sculpted by a gentleman called Terry Doyle. He loves his Outer Limits. We decided to do a bit of an experiment with the Outer Limits, and he's recently working on another one. He put the video up on UKGK, and to be honest, I looked at the video he put up of it, and it scared me to death. Have you seen it?
No, I've not seen it. No,
it's scary. He's put a video up, like a clip from the Outer Limits, where it's kind of like an alien messing about in a shop, and it kind of it's a bit scary.
Unnerving, isn't it? It's unnerving, yeah. So is what? Is it the fourth one he's done from the series? Is it?
That's the second one.
That's the second one he's done. He's done the Anti-Misfit
that one, and then he's doing another one as well.
Right, he's doing that one with the big eyes, is he?
No, he's kind of like the character you're talking about from Star Wars, but he kind of glows in the dark.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, there you go. So that's another great little kit, and doesn't take up much room on the shelf, but you've got plenty of opportunity there. If you look at the texture, I've seen this being created. Textures individually applied, tiny little nodules on there, absolutely fantastic.
Next up, guys, this is the one we were talking about last week. We've got production rights in the UK. This is by the guy called Steve Colomore, and it's his first time sculpting. He's a young lad. He's absolutely fanatical about horror stuff. He's a really cool guy. He's a really, really cool guy. We bought this one in. We've got production rights for that, and it's Ghostface from Scream. So this is now available. Rachel's begun to paint it. So
I mean, it's dead simple. But if you were just starting out in the hobby,
that's fantastic, mate.
And you wanted something with a lot of impact, something simple to paint, because you can put a lot of tonal qualities in the face. But it's a great sort of starter kit, this, isn't it, when you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's great. I mean,
it's
simple, but
effective.
He's got it right.
Yeah, he's got it right, because that is the actual character, isn't it? You don't really need any more than that. He's got it right.
He's got the mask right. He's got the drapery right. It's a nice size. It just feels right. Everything looks right about it myself. I mean, I just think that's a great one. I mean, we're doing them. That is available now, coming from the HorrorCon. And then lastly, from me, because we're saving the rest till that, Bill's going to tell me about that one.
Right, now, when I looked at this, I thought, Fright Night. It's Fright Night, isn't it?
It's Fright Night.
It's the bat form of the main character from Fright Night. At the end of the movie, I'm not going to do a spoiler, but at the end of the movie, as far as I'm going to say, is the main vampire, who's this like handsome guy, turns into this like really vicious bat creature. I think that's what he turns into, yeah. And it's a really nice little real-time effect in the movie. It's great. And this is a wall hanger kit, isn't it? So you can actually put it on the wall. So it's got a hook there. And
nicely cast as well.
Lovely stuff. Now, if I'm right in thinking, and somebody will put me right if I'm wrong on this, it's Chris Sarandon played the vampire in Fright Night, later to be played in the remake, which wasn't as good as far as I was concerned, by Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
But this little bat creature, or big bat creature at the end, it's great. It's great. This is a lovely representation of it.
Everybody's got on there.
Yeah, it says, "You're so cool, Brewster." Now that relates to another character in the movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is about the protagonist's sort of friend who gets bitten and turns into this like wolf creature, and there he is. This is it.
That's the other part of it. That's I would say life size. Yeah.
Life size. That's life size. Yeah.
And basically, there's
the set piece. Yeah.
Now this is sculpted by a guy called Gio.
Yeah.
And basically, it has been recently reviewed by Kirk and Steve, but I managed to get hold of one of these. Great, massive thanks to you, Gio. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. That is superb.
Can I do the link between that movie and the Apes movies?
You can.
The link between this movie and the Planet of the Apes movie is Roddy McDowall.
That's
Roddy McDowall, who plays lots of the chimpanzees.
See how we did that then? See how we did that?
That's called a segue, apparently. And this is not scripted. This is just us talking rubbish. So,
how good's that?
Roddy McDowall plays like a TV sort of TV kind of late night TV style where he introduces old horror movies. So the guy who's trying to kill all the vampires goes to him for help, thinking he knows, but really he's just a coward and he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But this is this is where Roddy McDowall presses across, I think, against this character's face. The beauty of this is not only that it's full size and absolutely loaded with detail.
I mean, the detail.
I mean, you can even I don't know if you can see it, but there's the fang marks.
Yeah.
On the side of his neck. It's just lovely.
I mean, look at the hair though. How well he's done the hair.
The hair is fantastic.
Gio sculpted this one.
Yeah.
He's also sculpted an American Werewolf again. You'll know that was watching if you've been watching our videos. But I love how he's done the hair. The hair texture's gorgeous.
So there you go. Wall hanging duo.
I would put that there.
Okay, yeah.
How
Well,
cool
there you go. So that's it. So you've got the vampire and the vampire slave there.
So this is available in the US through Geo. Check out the link at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Superb.
Superb.
It's hollow, but it's very
It's
nice.
chunky, isn't it? Yeah. That's going to sit nicely on your wall. That is.
But this is a cracker. I think this is still available. So all you vampire lovers, or basically movie lovers, check this guy out.
Yeah,
this is superb. I mean, like I said, I was blown
Has he got a website himself?
Yeah, we're going to put that on later on. The guy. I mean, there's nothing to work on this.
One of the regular questions, Dave, is there a website for creature features?
Yeah.
And is there?
Well, what we're doing, guys, obviously me and Bill have set this up. We really enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're not techie guys. We're not 20, as we've been called old farts
As we know,
times.
old farts. Yeah.
So basically what we're going to do is, now I got more time, we're going to start putting links in the descriptions.
Yeah.
Well, there's a website coming. There's Etsy's and Facebook shops in the works. We're busy, but we will do that, guys. Contact us through the site. Contact us, and we'll do our best. We're getting a lot of feedback. I mean,
it's very positive, isn't it? Most of it.
All of it is.
It's constructive criticism.
Yes, we're getting a lot of people are talking about things. Yeah. I find it easier. There's another question I wanted to ask you guys as well before I forget. I find it easier if we talk about something and chat about it, because people contact me and say, Dave, have you got this? Have you got that? Because I've seen the video. Loads of guys over in the United States watching this, so I'm getting. Overseas sales have gone through the roof, to be honest, which is great. That's not why we did it. We did it to sort of...
Because we never wanted this to be an advert for the product, did we? We wanted. That's why we show other people's stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's about the hobby, not about the business.
Yeah, it's not Killer Kids TV.
No, it's UKGK TV.
If it was, we'd be showing everything all the time. But so we appreciate all the input from people. And if people want to be featured on the channel, like we got Julian the other week, and we've had Pete on, and we've had Keith on, we're more than happy to do that. We've been invited to go and see a guy called Ian. He wants us to go and do an interview at his house. I'm going to arrange that with Bill, and he's a massive horror fan, so it's just like a Jolly Boys tip round.
Oh, that'd be great.
Round. So we've been invited to do that. So it's kind of like an horror museum, but so we appreciate all the input you guys have put in, good and bad and indifferent. So if you want to be featured on any of your videos, please give us a shout. Please contact us. You know, it's nice to see new people. Right, last.
This is it, isn't it? This is the thing.
Right, let me explain this to you. Before Bill reveals this, I'm kind of building this up. I'm not sure whether
it's everybody's going to go, what?
Basically, Paul Fay came in with this sculpture, and he just sat here like a puppy dog, like a big golden Labrador, and he sat down with his piece, put it on the table, and he went, Dave. And I went, yeah, it's great, but Paul, what do I do with it? And it's an amazing sculpture, but the character's so obscure that I'm like, wow, okay.
Now, what I have to say in Paul's defence is, as soon as I came in, because I've got quite a wide general knowledge, but it's obscure trivia, so it's not really any use. But I spotted this and I identified it straight away, and I thought, wow, because I was assuming that I was the only person on the planet that still remembered this character, because it made such an impression on me. I remember it, but it's not obvious unless you see that. And for most people, you'd have to see the you'd have to see the nameplate.
So anyway, Paul pops this down like a great big Labrador. He's over the moon. It's an amazing sculpt. And he went, what do you reckon? And I went, Paul, it's brilliant, but I don't know who's going to buy it. And then we sorted a deal out, and here it is. This is your opportunity to prove us wrong again, right? But, I mean, I love it. But are you ready? Yeah, go on.
This is Bionic Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man. Now, those of you who may or may not know the $6 Million Man, it's a guy that was hurt in an experimental aircraft crash. They rebuilt Steve Austin, played by Lee Majors.
That's it.
Famous husband of Farrah Fawcett Majors.
Bionic Woman was better though.
Lindsay Wagner. Yeah. Bionic Woman was like a spin-off. There was a Bionic Dog as well.
She had
lovely girl, massive crush on her. Steve Austin, though, you'd be able to get like a little model of him, didn't you? Like an action figure. You could roll up his arms and see his mechanisms underneath. So anyway, there's a really convoluted plot about a Bigfoot roaming around in the California woodlands.
That's it.
And it turns out that it's not a real Bigfoot, it's a robot. It's a giant robot, isn't it?
Do you know who played the character?
No, I don't. Who was
Andre the Giant.
Andre the wrestler, Andre the Giant.
That's who it was, yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll be able to look at the detail on that. I mean, look at the hair. Look at the hair. It's Andre the Giant.
You'd pay a lot of money for that perm.
You would. and I tell you now, if you're a fan of Steve Austin, you're a fan of Bigfoot, you're a fan of Andre the Giant, this is the kit for you. This is the kit for you. But look, I mean, the thing is with Paul, he never does anything by half measures, and this is a perfect recreation. The fur detail is it's extraordinary. It's easy with things like fur and hair just to sort of mug it, really, isn't it? Yeah. But that shows devotion. It's just lovely, and
all he needs to do now is Steve Austin.
So we need a Steve Austin as a companion piece, or the Bionic Woman, Lindsay Wagner, if you would.
So what you doing, Paul? What are you having Sunday off
so
for?
Let's crack on, Paul. We need more. I just worship this. I think this is fantastic. This is the kind of stuff that makes the hobby worthwhile.
Do you not think that because it's so obscure, it could be easy another Frankenstein, another Dracula, another Predator? It's nice to see something a little bit different.
Taking a chance with it, you know.
It is a chance.
It is a chance, but at the end of the day, it's now in production. There might only ever be a few made, and you might end up with one of the few. In a couple of years' time, this might have a cult following, mightn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Anyway.
But isn't that why we go?
That's why we get into the hobby, isn't it? Because
it's not mainstream, is it?
It's not mainstream. I mean, we didn't in any. If this had turned up and we weren't that au fait with the Outer Limits, we'd have thought, come on, mate, what's that?
I was.
He was. But this is the Outer Limits. So somebody's Outer Limits is someone else's Bionic Bigfoot, isn't it, really?
I suppose so.
But I love it. I think the quality of it, and he's got that beautiful 1970s sort of techno writing on the nameplate there.
Yeah, it would just sort of.
Yeah, it's good. It's beautiful.
You
I like it.
Well, I did it just so that you could see it, Bill. In fact, Bill, you can have that.
Oh, gonna...
you can have that one.
You.
Call it a belated
your birthday present.
Anyway,
no. In all seriousness, though, we are laughing. But you know what? That's the beauty of the hobby, isn't it?
It's a great piece. It's nice. It's nice to get something, and when you look at it, it's a bit it's a bit different from the norm, isn't it? I mean, that's what we're trying to. That's the point we're trying to say, guys. We're trying to not do the same thing over and over again. We know there's a massive market out there for Predators, Aliens, Batman, Universal, but to get something a little bit off quirky,
and it's relatively speaking, it's easy to kind of do. On one hand, it's hard to do a popular kit or a popular sculpt, because if you're doing a popular theme, you've got to get it right, haven't you? Yeah. Because if it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, then it's a waste of time. But if you're doing an original view of a character, sort of like your own version of a character, you've got a little bit more imagination, but it's harder to market a kit like that because there's not a natural market for it.
Yeah. The poster's done for the show, guys.
Yeah. Oh, the poster.
So we're done.
Is that it over there?
No,
that's last year's, isn't it? Still in its wrapper.
Maybe the years before now.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do, guys, that's away at the printers. I'm going to put a JPEG on at the end of this. To show you it's definitely happening. Thank you for all the support, all the inquiries. There's still some space, can you believe? Because we haven't advertised it yet, but all the guys that were doing it last year are coming back, so you're going to have the same sort of people as you were, plus more, as I said last week. Looking forward to it now. We've got our first show, so we're on the road. Whether we get to see Ian before Oricon, I'm not sure, but we'll try. That's a nice day out for Bill. It's only at Warrington, so it's not far.
Oh yeah, so far.
So we're going to go and see his house. Apparently, it's full of all oddities and horror stuff. He's desperate for us to go and see it. He said, we'd love you to come and feature it. He's a big subscriber to the channel, big collector of horror stuff. So we're going to do that. We've got HorrorCon on the 10th of May.
10th of May. Yeah,
so Bill's
couple of weeks.
So if you go into that, come and say hi to me and Bill. Bill will be there with his cup of tea, and we'll be chilling out with that. Again, thank you for all the support, guys. We really appreciate it. So smash a like and subscribe to the channel. Next week we'll do a themed one as well. So we'll keep going as long as you want us to keep going. Well, take care, guys.
Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Here's another little piece from producer, sculptor, artist Todd Carolyn. He has many pieces out there, but this is one that I really liked. I got it from him last year at our Jersey Fest. I wanted it real bad. It was the Dorian Gray. That's a movie goes back to at least the
1946, I think. Right around there. It's in the late 40s.
This one here,
has
though,
an interesting film.
This one here is the one they always tend to show. And surprisingly enough, I did some research on this one. And this was from 1961.
That was the play, right?
It actually was a play. I don't think it was ever put into a movie form, this particular one. But, excuse me, he seems to be the creepiest character out of the group of Dorian Gray. So I think that's why they used him a lot for pictures and whatnot. Excuse me. So this one is available through Todd too. It's a big quarter scale, I'd say. It's a little larger than a quarter. But
I'd
you
say
can see
it's
it to my
roughly in
hand, you know. I mean, of course, sorry, you're a long ways away. So if you're interested in this piece, reach out to Todd Carolyn, and he can hook you up with it. We got other pieces in his line.
Yeah, we're going to review a couple of his other pieces in the next
segments.
Yeah, the next few videos.
All right, I'm really excited about these pieces here. This was something new we were trying. This was the first one I had done from The Grudge. It's a movie we've never really had much.
Never seen any models done of this one, which was really cool to see him create it in a picture plaque.
Yeah, I like the style of that. And
It was always really creepy.
Oh yeah, when she's coming down the stairs doing that. I don't do it as good.
It sounded pretty good. It was close. I pictured her slithering down the stairs.
And my thought was that not only are we doing some characters that really have not been created before in this form, but also it's done in a style where you can hang it on your wall. You know, you can only have so much it takes up shelf space, if you will.
I've never seen any done in an actual 8x10 picture frame. Only have seen like the little ones, like the 4x6 Monster Magazine release. Those are like the only ones that I've ever seen. So like, me and him were talking about it, and he said, let's do some pictures. And then this one right here, me and him were talking about Jaws, Ben Gardner.
You Jaws fans will love. Now this one's in process. We just poured it yesterday, so started to paint yesterday a little bit. Obviously got to finish it, so you're going to kind of see it more in the raw form. But that's the infamous jump scare where old Ben Gardner's head pops out of the side of the boat when Hooper's down there digging a tooth out of the hull.
The music in that scene was really, it was really creepy. You know, they shot that scene in an actual pool. They poured milk in there to make it look murky.
That was
very interesting.
An actor named, what was it, Craig
Kingsbury. Yep, Craig Kingsbury.
He was a local guy there on the island.
Mm-hmm.
They actually asked him, or Spielberg or whoever, they...
$1,200, right, that they paid him for the role?
Was it $1,200?
I think so.
It wasn't a lot of money. But he was, a lot of Quint's character was taken from...
The inspiration of him because he was a real fisherman.
Right. And, which is kind of cool, you know. And then he said also in an interview that he got, you know, he was getting royalties off it, which he was surprised. He said, they send me a check, you know, after every time it was shown, you know, so...
I've never seen a model done of him. I think I seen like something that was like a little plaque, a figure plaque, where it showed most of the side of the boat and his head was poking out, but it was like really tiny, and it came with like a box set, like a Jaws box set.
You sculpted this one.
Mm-hmm. I did. I sculpted it.
You did a fantastic job on it. I will say that. I'm looking forward to finish the paint job on it. I have my bathroom of all places, is Jaws theme oriented. Everywhere you look, there's pictures and whatnot.
Oh, he's
And
got
I'm
a
gonna
museum
proudly
of Jaws
display this.
stuff.
Oh yeah.
So when you're using the head, you know,
Yeah,
you can just look around. There's Bruce there. There's
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
there. There's Roy Schrader there. There's Richard Dreyfuss, and then you got Quint.
Never a dull
Robert
moment.
Shaw. Not a dull moment at all.
So those are pretty cool. So these are up and coming and available. Just if you're interested, any of them, contact me, and I will be able to hook you up on them. So.
And we got one last piece. My first